people think will come after COVID-19 has been defeated. What do people expect? What do they wish to do more than anything else?
When this gets over, I'll probably buy a beer and sit in a park, just like take the sun and alcohol.
Go see the people I love and give them a very big hug and just be able to be with them.
Certainly, I will go to my mother and I hug my mother. Yes, this is the first thing.
I think probably see my friends. We have been talking a lot through the phone, but it'd be nice just to hang out and, just decompress a bit, person to person.
Go to visit to my father. Yes, that will be the first thing. And of course, probably I would like to bring him to a special place we have to watch a sunset together.
Enjoy people's company, because I had no idea how much I would miss that.
I'm also Hispanic, so like hugs and human contact is huge with me. And right now doing it's not cutting it. So I'm looking forward to a day where you can give someone a proper hug and show them appreciation for being a friend or family member. But right now it's all stay away from me.
I'm probably going to go to the temple, or I'm going to go volunteer, do some volunteer work and donate to a charity and go help something. Because I just feel like a lot of people, I will go back to a normal life after this. I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to go back to my, school days and things like that. But I feel like there are a lot of people who are going to be jobless, who are going to be hunting for jobs, who are going to have used up all their savings unemployed. And I kind of want to give, because I'm lucky I got paid during this pandemic. But I do want to help in any way that I can to the people who weren't as lucky as I was.
Oh my God, I'm just going to go out and I'm just going to go out. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I just want to go out. Just want to get out of this room. I just want to go out. I have no plans or anything as such. I just want to get some air.
I think I would go to one of my favorite restaurants and have a good meal because I'm cooking every day by myself now.
First thing I would do is go play a football match. I miss football. So before that, my routine was to play football every 2 or 3 days apart. But now, since in isolation, I'm just looking at highlights of old matches and stuff and just imagining me playing there.
I would go swim in the ocean. I miss the water, so I miss the ocean. I feel like I miss space and nature.
Have a big party with my friends. Celebrate. I think there's going to be big celebrations when this ends.
I'm not expecting the whole situation dramatically different in just one day. But then I do know that just knowing that I can go out freely and things have started to go back to normal will directly have some effect on me immediately.
Me, I'll probably take my car and go for a long drive and probably go down to the way to meet Santosh because he's the closest person. But other than that, at least it kind of puts in perspective the value of human beings isolating themselves and what a human's life is worth.
Some people hope this health crisis will teach a lesson to humankind. Let's hear what people's hopes are for the future and what teachings they can draw from this pandemic. This virus is obviously going to have some serious financial, political, and even environmental repercussions on the entire world.
I think something like this shines a light on the societal gaps that are in our class. I'm in an extraordinarily privileged position to be able to be staying here and have continual access to running water so I can wash my hands and not be worried about access to drinking water and not be worried about access to food and being able to stay 6 feet away because I'm not in a one-room, living place with, too many people in the size. So I do think that this virus was spread internationally and by people with privilege to be traveling, and now it's going to hit some of the people struggling the most in our international society. We've been living in a society for so long that disregards the lowest class. The political powers need to be making changes into the capitalist systems that we're living in. You can't have $100 billion and not spend that to fix these things.
There are many exhibitions cancelled. The exhibition cancelled, so the exhibition center, the exhibition organizer, the exhibition stand contractor, and the exhibition supplier, the event company, the meetings company, the conference company, the catering company. Many companies, they don't have job to do. Like maybe in February, in the first half of the February, they have some job, but the second half of the February, there's no job. In March, the 4 months, I think most of the companies, there's no job.
So I'm from the business side. I'm also interested to see what is happening, and I think personally that there will be a big damage to our economy caused by this virus, and I'm pretty sure that we have the same amount of people dying by the virus who are also dying by the economy sufferings.
I think it's also brought into debate the question of what's more important, economy or people's life. And I think that's a good debate to have because, and also the value of older people in societies. There were at least some people in the very, perhaps, I don't know if it's the right word, capitalist-minded, were saying that it's only older people that are likely to die. So, and they're retired and they're not productive members of society in economic terms. And that's a feasible outcome. And I don't think it's a feasible outcome. I don't think that's an attitude we can take. Every life is precious. All life is precious.
Interestingly enough, I think the environment's probably the one element of it all that's being affected in a positive way. So like the LA skyline is normally very smoggy, and right now it's very clear. It's quite beautiful. It's very tempting to go out and take your dog on a walk. So it's kind of prime weather here in California, and also you got rid of a lot of that smog just for the little break that we've had over the past couple weeks. So, and I've heard from some of my friends who were able to go to the beaches before they shut them down. The water's clearer apparently. So we're seeing like immediate environmental changes that are positive, which is maybe not surprising, but something that people probably didn't predict.
But the entire world is going to start thinking about taking precautionary actions to wear masks or to wear gloves and to at least sanitize before leaving home or before leaving your workplace. And if you're going to any public places, people are going to take more precautionary actions to wipe their hands, like washing hands and face and everything.
Well, I mean, people definitely who haven't been washing his hands is gonna wash them now for sure. It's just, the whole hygiene is gonna change, I guess. It's gonna be, and I think these bad boys, they're gonna be here for a while. People will just be scared probably.
It's definitely going to affect, first of all, travel, because we were living the golden age. We were in the golden age of traveling. It was, I could just get a visa on arrival, or it just take me 2 days to get a visa, and I didn't even, you could just go anywhere, literally. But now, I feel like because different countries are, at different stages of this pandemic, it's not going to be easy to just get up and go somewhere anymore. I think that's going to be definitely different. And I think humanity, we're going to kind of, I hope I hope humanity kind of takes this and realize that, now seeing dolphins in Venice and seeing flamingos in India and seeing all these things, we're going to take global climate change a lot more serious, because this is just an example of what can go wrong.
I used to spend all my money after I get it. I don't have plan for save money or other things. But after this incident, after this event, I think I will make a plan for saving some money to get ready for the next unexpected incident to come out. Yeah, I might cut down some like leisure plans to save money.
This quarantine make me need to sit down in the chair to facing my future right now, because I have a problem that I need to graduate sooner. So I kind of try to not thinking about these things while I was in London, and kind of right now I need to really face the future right now, because right now I'm back to Taiwan, and I'm fully back to Taiwan. Like I'm not think I'm going back to London recently.
I thought this weird idea that they're gonna get rid of a lot of office buildings because a lot of companies are still functioning just perfectly fine without an office. Zoom came out of nowhere, and I think how we operate might change for the better.
I think the world was just rushing. Personally, at least for me, the whole globe is like going haywire with a busy schedule, and suddenly it's on a standstill. So I'm like, wasn't this what life is supposed to take it slow, like they always say? So I think you read a lot of quotes, you read a lot of books, and then you suddenly feel it's a good thing to do.
Maybe it'll take a lot of time before we can go to crowded places or like major big events, things like those. So we have to maybe accept that these could be the big time changes, because often these major historic events, there you come out of it and the world does. It is different. The world is different. We can't just be like, when the sense things are going to be exactly how it was. So the sooner we accept it, the easier, I guess, the transition is going to be.
And it also gives people an opportunity to really think what to make out of their time. What is something they've always wanted to do, which something that now already they might have the time to do it. And another thing is that you can re-evaluate some relationships you have.
It has made me realize how important it is to keep the relationship alive with people that are far, because I already have a lot of distance relationships because I live in another country. But I realize that right now I put in more effort in speaking to them more often. Maybe it's also because it's I worry about them, of course, and I think that as a person who lives abroad in this situation, you're always a bit scared that something might happen and you're not able to go back.
It was interesting that even though the air we breathe all over the planet is the same air, people tend to think about this very parochially. People tend to think about it like Switzerland, Europe, and so on. But the air is exactly the same air that we all breathe. And I think that this virus has kind of shown us again that we are so interconnected that we can't afford to have these country-based or state-based or city-based thinking anymore. We really are interconnected as a species, and what happens to one part of us spreads and happens to all of us. We're so dependent on each other for everything. And so that's, I think, a good thing. Hopefully it brings humanity together and breaks down some of those nationalism that's going on.
Moreover, there are people who think the health crisis caused by COVID-19 will also teach humanity the importance of some values that the frantic lifestyle we used to live before the pandemic had made us forget about.
It will change some things, but humanity as a whole, probably not. Realistically speaking, we don't learn from history at all. Nobody goes back and looks back and thinks like, oh, I did that. Like, nobody learned from World War II. I hope it stimulates critical thinking.
I will hope the audience of your video will spare some time and use this opportunity, the stay-at-home opportunity, to learn a little bit about other parts of the world. right? How they live and what they think, and why, you know, things work differently in different places.
Sometimes it's really easy to just get stuck in social media and just focus on like the life that's been happening on like a screen, and then you don't realize that underneath it, what are you trying to actually hide? Are you trying to hide behind like filters, or are you trying to hide behind something? And I'm seeing a lot of people my age trying to just spend all their time on social media and not like focusing on the real issues, trying to distract themselves. And I think it's because they're not able to accept the reality of it. So it's okay to try and distract yourself for like a few days, but ultimately you have to accept that this is what is happening, and it might be this way for a long time. So you have to like face it rather than try to like hide from it behind social media in a way.
I hope it brings about a change. In the very least, you know, like a change in what people value, and people realize that actually you don't need to, you know, go out shopping all the time or eat out all the time, or, you know, you can have a simple life.
It's very nice to see, you know, a lot of people was connected with their families and saying hello and asking for prayers and all these things. And that helps a lot, because that gives us also a sense of continuity in what you are used to do.
The thing about this pandemic is that it shows how selfless a person has to be, because everyone over here is looking out for themselves, and the one thing that this pandemic asks for is you have to think about others, and have that kind of mentality. You are not going to approach your actions the same way.
I think that we as humankind could actually take this a bit as a lesson, because there are a lot of things that we do and a lot of problems that we cause that are not affecting us so directly and so quickly and violently, so we don't realize that we are actually causing them. And this is kind of the first time that everywhere in the world we are faced with some problem which we actually caused, because it all started because we decided it was okay to keep wild animals in a live market. And I think it's time to realize that this has affected us in this very obvious way, but the rest of the issues that we are still causing and we don't realize on an everyday basis are still going to affect us in the long term. So maybe that's one take-home lesson from this all.